Welcome to Ignite number 2. How'd you guys do since Monday? Did you get your missions done? No, what you're saying I did great and he didn't do his missions. Did you get your missions done, Aaron?
What were the missions?
You had mission 1 and 2 to be done by today. The homework. They're called missions.
Most of the missions do.
Okay.
Mission 1, I already had 11.
Excellent. How'd you do on your 1 and 2? Any of them? Aye, Brian. So just to mention on that, you guys, that is the stuff, those things, because a lot of people are worried that they're in class and it's keeping them away from doing business. Those things are supposed to help you be getting business during class. So really focus on getting those done, get caught up on those. And there's going to be a lot of tech and things as you go through, and it's making sure you have it all set up. So get through your missions. It'll be great. Susan, your first time.
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
So maybe Aaron will share with you look at the materials as we go, having access today. So you guys, on the My Tracker, did you go in and enter? How many of you guys made contacts yesterday? How many, Brian?
This was like 14.
14. Excellent. And how did you do on getting their contact information? How was that process?
Like putting it in our database?
Uh-huh.
I guess I'm confused by what this ultimately is. These people that I was calling were already in our database.
Okay.
Just following up, checking up on.
So you did follow-ups rather than new contacts.
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Okay. So in your daily 10-4, do you guys remember what they are? 10 new contacts, contact 10 of the existing, and then 10 handwritten notes or follow-up cards, and 10 previews. So if you did 14 follow-ups, you need 10 new contacts as well.
Okay.
That's the concept. How did you do, Aaron?
Yeah, 9.
Excellent. How long did it take you?
An hour and a half.
An hour and a half? Not terrible. Brian, how about you?
About an hour, yeah.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So if you guys are doing 9, if we can get to 10 and 10, that should get you about those 2 hours to 2.5 hours of contact of that lead gen. So excellent, perfect. Okay, get them into your My Tracker. You're gonna, when you enter these in, so on your My Tracker, when you come into this, did you guys get that downloaded on your phone? Did you guys all finally get to that on your phone after the struggles? When you enter the daily 10-4, you click on this. It's gonna take you, I'm gonna share this screen.
What were we downloading on our phones?
If you went to the daily 10-4, you got the one login, but the daily 10-4, so that you guys can go in and enter your tracking.
I just did it.
Okay, either way. Yep, either way. So when you go in there, you're going to go in and add how many did you add to your database? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many connections? So Brian, you're going to add in connections, but you need to get your data added into your database. 10 notes or Facebook messages, and then preview homes. Did you guys go on tour yesterday?
No.
No. I encourage you guys to do that. You'll really enjoy that. And then you hit, also, do you want to enter milestones? So if you hit save, now what milestones are, now you don't necessarily have to enter the milestones if you don't want to, because the milestones are the contracts. Now that we have the CGI, which you get into the one login, we're tracking those contracts. So you don't necessarily have to go in and enter listings taken. And so once you go to here to milestones, let's see if we'll go through. Your CGI, that one login, when you get into your CGI, it'll be tracking any contracts, because as you turn them into the office, now here's appointments. You're tracking appointments, agreements, and contracts and closings in the CGI, which is the one login app. So for you guys, if you download the one login app on your phone and sign in with your MyKW, you can start tracking. Are you guys both on teams, right?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not on a team?
No.
Oh, in my mind I was. So get with me if you need help with that.
Okay.
The teams help them with themselves and they get that set up, but if you need help, I can help you directly with that. So on these appointments, you can enter them in the My Tracker, but your CGI is tracking those for you. Except for your appointments, you have to manually enter those. So get with me afterwards if you guys need some help with that. And we can get that working up and working for you guys. Okay, so let's talk about today, which I love. I'm super excited. Today's all about building your business, which is database management. How do I get business from the database that I'm creating, and how do I put that database together? So that's what today is all about. So here, again, make sure we get those missions taken care of. We talked about contacts, we talked about your tracker, It talked about adding those in on your daily 10-4. Handwritten notes. Here we go. So let's talk about this. So how many people are we supposed to add to our database by the end of Ignite? Think about the daily 10-4. How many people are we supposed to be adding to our database by the end of Ignite? So we have 4 weeks, 5 days a week, 20 days. How many we're supposed to add every day? 200 total. That's exactly right. If we're adding 10 a day and we hit 20 days, by the end of this day, we should have 200 people in our database if we follow the daily 10-4. Now, what's interesting when you guys get into the Millionaire Real Estate Agent Lead Gen model, you guys should be able to, if you follow the system we're going to talk about today, convert for every 12 people in your database, closing 2 transactions. For every 12 people in your database, closing 2 transactions a year. So if we have 200 people in our database, how many closings should we be getting out of that database? $12 to $2 return. I'll give you a hint. Divide it by 6. That's the fast way. What? Like 19. If we have 200 people in our, we should have 19 transactions. Ignite's goal is to have you have 15 transactions in the next year. So that idea is, that's the importance, you guys, of having a database. That's the importance of it. So we're going to talk about the whys and the hows of growing that database so we can put this into perspective. So when you buy groceries with a membership card at Target or at Brolem's or at Best Buy, when they have a membership card, right? Why do they ask for that? Why do they send you specials and coupons and ask for that at stores? Why do they do that? What's the benefit to them to have you in that little special club?
Give you their promotions and that sort of thing to get you in the door.
Gets you in the door. So if you get something from them as a result of them having your information, because that's what you have to do, right? Give them all your information, and they start sending you stuff. Do you feel like it benefits you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Right. Sometimes it feels like, oh, I'm getting a lot of emails, but then you're like, ooh, a coupon for, 99 cents per pound bananas. I love bananas. So in that, you go, oh, I'm going to go into Brolem's and get some bananas. So can you see how, in reality, by getting your data, they actually are now starting to look at how they can get you in the door to their store. Because they're using database management to do that. This is the exact same thing. You guys' concept should be the exact same things. So even if you don't take advantage of the sale or the coupon that they send you, was their touch on you effective to become top of mind? Why do you think that is? How was that touch effective for them to now have gotten your attention, even if you didn't use the coupon? What did it do?
What did the email do?
What did the email that said 99-cent bananas do?
Well, you saw Brolem's, so then you think Brolem's.
Exactly right. You're starting to think, oh, what else does Brolem's have? I thought of Brolem's. Brolem's bananas. I like bananas. I'm going to think of Brolem's, right? And the more coupons that make you think like that, is it more that you'll go to Brolem's over Albertsons?
Supposedly.
But supposedly, that's right. So think about this, the stores you guys go to. Do you read those emails and look for promotions from that store? If you regularly go to that, are you looking for a promotion to get from that store? Yeah. Some people, Brian, maybe you're like, I don't read the emails, but I want to go in and I want to know, maybe I'll go online to their website before I go.
I'm not much of a thrifty shopper.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. So in that, but it's top of mind. The idea behind it is maybe you'll never use that coupon, but you're thinking about them because they're sending something that their name is going across your screen, going across your mailbox, getting in front of your eyes. The power of having your information is how they're getting that done. That's the database, okay? So what is a targeted marketing campaign? What does that sound like to you guys? A targeted marketing campaign. Exactly right. You're trying to know somebody and get that specific person. Exactly right. Something similar about them. You're targeting that group. How do you know who to target? How do you guys know who to target?
Well, I mean, you're targeting qualified people, someone who can buy a home, someone who's of age, that sort of thing. So the demographic is anywhere from like 21 to ready to die, I guess.
So I love that. So Brian says, I'm looking for someone who may want to buy a home. So now I think about, well, are they going to buy a home if they're under 21? Maybe not. Are they going to buy a home after 80? Maybe so. Maybe, who knows? And you start to think about that, but you can't know that unless you know what about them. What do you have to know to get to that, to start thinking through this process?
I'm not sure if this is the right answer, but like I look for like just asking for qualification, I guess.
Excellent. What are you trying to get out of that when you ask?
Like, have you talked with a lender? You know, that
sure.
sort of thing.
So, well, let me ask you this: do you have to know their age?
Do I have to know their
age? If you want to target them, and you want to target 21s to 35s, would you need to know their age?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, you need the data. You need the data in the database if you want to target market them specifically. So again, we're getting back to data in a database. If I don't have their age, how do I do a targeted marketing campaign to them specific to that? Right? So now we're talking about feeding and growing the data inside of the database. Because if I want to target market the age that NAR says is most likely to buy a house, I need to know everybody's age in my database. Right? If I want to target this year, first-time home buyers are going to spend more, blah, 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 I need to know if my clients are first-time home buyers. My database. If I want to target the baby boomers who are most likely to sell their house and downsize, and I just got a whole slew of townhouses listed, do I need to know if my database is baby boomers? And if they own their current, that data in your database is how you're going to know how to find out to more likely get in front of them and actually have them open an email. Because it has to be more targeted to them. Otherwise, it's just spam. Your database data is the key to that. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so when we start talking about databases, we're talking about gathering more than their name and their email address and putting it on a spreadsheet or in my phone. It is a specific system and a specific place that I can utilize that data. So when we look at this, the data is the value. The data is the value. We're going to talk a lot about how to build your business knowing that data. So tell me, what is a database? What is that? When I say a database, what is it?
People I know.
Okay, people you know. So if I just know them, is it a database?
I guess have a relationship with them.
Relationship. So if I have a relationship with you and I know you, is that a database?
I think what you're more specifically looking for is you've also entered them into your system to...
What kind of a system? You're getting there. We're getting there. So I like what you're saying. Get more specific. Enter them into what?
Well, we use something called Sync.
Okay.
Which is what would we call it?
CRM.
CRM. And
who gets the prize of what a CRM is? Joe? Oh, look at that. Joe's too smart for him. So a CRM, customer relationship management tool, okay? So Sync is your CRM.
Yeah, and we go in there and we're able to, as a team, collectively put in notes as to this person's interested, so you move them up to kind of a hotter status, and you pass it along to people.
Excellent. Excellent. So if I'm hearing Brian right, is it a tool that takes the data and puts it in a usable format or a system? So that is what it's saying. A database is a tool that centrally stores consumer and prospect contact information, which is regularly updated with new details and events that can be organized and sorted as needed to and continually added to. So if I have a database, it must be consumer contact information, not just in your phone. Because is that a usable tool just in your contacts? Can you sort it and use it? No, it's just where to store them, right? So a database isn't just where I store them. It has to make the content and the data usable to make it a true database. But now, in your contacts, could you take that data and put it into a database? You have the beginnings. You have the raw content of a database inside that phone in your contacts. So when someone says, I don't have a database, I say, if you have one of these, you have the beginnings. You have the beginnings of it. Now we just need to get into a format that's usable. Okay. So what do you guys have? Well, let me ask you this. What do you know you have that Keller Williams provides you to create a database? Does anyone know what you have available to you? Oh, you're in the right class. Joe? E-Edge. Oh, Joe has all the right answers. I pay him to come to my class. He's a plant. So E-Edge is your database. So let's watch a quick little video about what we're thinking about as we look at this. Nope. Hold, please. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Here we have Nancy. She is using her database to lead generate.
Hold on, Nancy.
Because her contacts are organized.
Hold on, Nancy. I have some people on the line. I got to show them the video too. My sister says in the net. Some people in the net.
Here we have Nancy. She is using her database to lead generate. Because her contacts are organized, she is able to make effective calls that yield results.
Hello, Mr. Smith. This is Nancy from Keller Williams Realty. How are you today?
You can see that because she took time to build, organize, and nurture her database, her business is growing and becoming profitable.
Okay, so you're not moving. Is there anyone else who is? Well, I wanted to talk to you about the inquiry you put in online for a new home. Yes. Well, can we meet at 2 o'clock on Tuesday? I'll put you down in my books. Thank you so much.
Here is Nancy. She doesn't think she needs a database. She has a system. Watch as she tries to lead generate.
Hello, Mr. Smith. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Johnson. This is Nancy. We met a couple weeks ago. You moved a month ago. Gosh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, is there another time we can talk?
As you can see, an organized database is your most valuable business asset. A powerful database produces productive and predictable leads. The results speak for themselves.
Okay, what did you guys hear in that? Tell me your ahas from that video. What did you see in there that should prompt us to think about something?
I mean, having used the database for a while now, I mean, even with past 10 years, I've used the database. I mean, it makes perfect sense. There's no reason not to. It keeps it much more organized, and I'm very detail oriented, so it's an easy way to put everything together.
Have you worked and tried to lead generate without a database, an organized database?
No, but I don't see a reason to do that.
Sure. Says my high C. My favorite thing about it. That seems ridiculous. What a waste of time, right? That's what we would think. But has anyone in here ever tried to lead generate without having your database organized, getting out your old planner? Oh, Sheila, tell us how that went for you.
It was pretty much like that. It was not fun at all.
It wasn't. I'm flipping to the pages and, oh, that's right. I was going to call you.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly right. That's how I have done it before in the past, before I was getting that organized. A lot of people say, I want to do it on paper. That's okay. But you better have a system. And that paper system better be efficient and effective. You'll notice Nancy switched screens 3 or 4 times. Because what was she doing? When she talked to somebody, what did you see her switch screens and do? It went pretty fast. She was typing the notes in. She updated a phone number. She jumped over to their social media and then set an appointment in her calendar. It's very hard to do that on a book in a paper. Now you absolutely can, but the idea is to keep that all working in a system. Now we're going to look at KW Command today, and what she was actually using is called KW Command. So E-Edge is our current system. It is a system that Keller Williams uses, and it's been great. It's been fantastic. We are moving to KW Command, and KW Command is completely integrated with Gmail, Facebook, your calendar, Google, all of those things are integrated, and it's all run by Kelly. So you guys, who has downloaded Kelly? Excellent. We have 2 that have not. You guys bring your phones. Download, go to your app store and download K-E-L-L-E. Now, of you hand raisers, how many of you guys logged in? How many of you asked a question? We're down to 2. So in that, when you look at Kelly, what they want you to do is go in. So everyone pull out your phones and open up Kelly. Now, when we look at this database, the reason this is tying in together is because Kelly's artificial intelligence is going to go in and read your database and bring you the information that you're looking for. That's what Kelly's going to do. So open up your Kelly app, K-E-L-L-E, and it's a blue, it's a kind of sky blue. Yep. Okay, open up your app. Now, log in with your MyKW username and password.
You don't know, it's probably like...
It's usually your first initial and your last name.
Mine's like J. Hedrick.
Yeah. Mine's J. Cardon. There's no other J. Cardon, so I'm get to be number 1. As I usually feel like I like to be. Who's in to their Kelly? We're in, we're working on that. Okay, I want you to ask it. I want you to say to it, snap.
Actually, probably type it.
What?
Otherwise, there's snap.
Oh yeah, or you can type it in. There's a little typer icon in the lower left. But you should be able to hit that little microphone and say snap. Tell me what comes up.
We don't currently have any market status near you.
Okay. Anybody else?
2 active listings.
2 active listings.
I have 166.
166 active listings. So the idea behind this, you guys, now I want go in there and say, find Jessica Cardon. And if I'm in your contacts, did I pull up, Aaron?
Yeah.
Anybody else, Skimmy? So what Kelly is going to be doing is you no longer have to switch and switch and switch and go back. You'll be able to hit it and say, find Jessica Cardon. You'll also be able to say, add Zach Empey to my contacts. And it's going to take that and it'll go into the database. This is the new level of tech. So you'll say, add Zach Empey to my contacts. It'll pull up and then it'll say, what is his phone number? This is his phone number. What is his email address? Blah, 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 blah. And then it goes and puts it in your database. How awesome is that?
The database of
KW Command. Yep, absolutely. And I believe it also will be integrated in your contacts, so it'll add it to your Gmail contacts and Command. Yep.
Well, even like would it add into my phone contacts?
It'll add it into your Gmail. I don't think it'll go into your phone.
KW.
What? Get
The main website.
mykw.kw.com. Okay, so when you think about this and we start to talk about utilizing a database, this is getting cooler and faster all the time. And Kelly is going to be fully integrated into that. So that's what's exciting, is I don't have to open up a different app and, okay, I want to look at a market snap. So on your market snap, make sure you tell me afterwards because I need to send a feedback to them. In the lower right, there's 3 little lines. Click on feedback and just type in my snap doesn't work and hit submit.
Well, I tried it yesterday and it gave me like 0 results.
Mhm.
But now it's giving me 166.
Yep. So what's interesting is the more you use it, the smarter it gets. So it's going to watch what you're doing and it's like, wait a minute, I didn't pull anything last time. And then it'll go and say, what am I missing? Yep. It's really cool. Artificial intelligence will scare you and blow your mind. Awesome. And eventually Kelly's going to say to you, hey, today's Zach's birthday. Why don't you give him a call? Because Zach is in your database and it has the birthday. Hey, by the way, you have 4 people in here that have been in their houses 7 years. They're more likely to sell. Why don't you give them a call? That's what Kelly's going to do in connection with your database. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty awesome. Okay, so what is your database's most valuable asset? Your database's most valuable asset is size and data. The more that is in there, it actually becomes more valuable the more you put in. So the size, the number of people, and the amount of data you have in there. If you only have 50 people, but you know everything about them, you'll probably have a chance to get more leads by targeting advertising and things that they'll work for them than 50 people that all you have is their phone number. I mean, 200 people that all you have is their phone number. Okay? So we're going to establish the habit, you guys, of getting consistent leads out of our database. Oh, that's Mike's big brother camera talking to us for some reason. Did you guys know that 88% of clients would use their agent again, but only 12% actually do? That is an NAR stat. 88% said we would use our same agent again, and only 12% actually did. Why do you think that is?
Follow up, not keeping in touch.
Not keeping in touch. Tell us more. What do you mean by keeping in touch, Brian? Because if they don't have a house to sell, how do you keep in touch?
Just, 2 weeks after they sell the home, just check up, say, hey, how's the new home? Okay, great. Keep in touch. We'll buy you the fun stuff, whatever.
Awesome.
And so it doesn't have to be business talk all the time. We can just call them once every couple of months or twice a year or something like that. Just see how it's going.
Excellent. And exactly what Brian's saying is, if we don't leverage a system that keeps us top of mind, are we just trying to get from them if they buy or sell? Is that the only thing we're trying to do? Is if they buy or sell, they call us. Why do we need a relationship, Aaron?
Well, so if some random real estate agent who's brand new is walking down the road and knocks on my neighbor's door, they're like, hey, do you want to sell your house? And I haven't asked about it, right? As long as they're a nice person, there's a chance they're going to be like, I've considered it.
Yeah.
What you got to offer,
Yeah. And if they go, hey, you know what, Kelly, snap. They're like, hey, it looks like you have 17 active listings, but no closings. It looks like your average sale price is this. Would you sell for that? Oh, my word, I would. Great, let's do it. That's what you're going to be able to do with Kelly here soon. So that idea is exactly right. Is someone else may find them out. But what else are we trying to get from those people that we know? Beyond if they needed to sell. What if they don't need to? What if they bought last year? What else? If they know somebody else. The reason we're trying to keep top of mind is if you love Brolums because of the coupons that you get from Brolums and the produce is a great price, if somebody says to you, hey, I think I might need some bananas, do you go, oh, huh? Or because you got a coupon last week for bananas, do you say, Brolums has a sale on bananas? How many of you guys have ever done that? Does that happen? If your friend says, oh, I think I need a new mountain bike, and you just saw online that Bill's Bike and Run has a sale on mountain bikes, do you generally say, oh, did you know Bill's Bike and Run is having a sale on mountain bikes? Because we care about those people, right? You have to do that to your database. So when someone says, I think we might need to sell our house and we want to move into Rocky Ridge's, the new Rocky Ridge High School boundaries, that person has to think, oh my word, I know Brian, you should call him, he can help you sell. They have to think of that. But if you only call once every 5 years, that's not what comes to mind from them. Because you may go to Brolums all the time. But if they didn't see something a week or two ago that reminds them to tell the friend about the bananas, they may not mention Brolums, even though they go there all the time. And they wouldn't go anywhere else. Does that make sense? That's what being top of mind and database management is all about. Okay? So, first and foremost, we always prospect for now business. Business that is happening. Who needs something right now? People that are ready to buy now or in the immediate future. This means that you need to meet new people, ask your existing database for business, and then ask for referrals of anybody that you meet from. Those are the 3 concepts that you guys need to talk about when prospecting. So we talk about prospecting, it's looking for business. So what is marketing? What is the difference between prospecting and marketing? Oh, perfect. Brian, what is the difference between prospecting and marketing? Because in the book Shift, it says when the market is in a shifted state, you need to become a prospecting agent that is marketing enhanced, rather than when it's at a peak of a marketing agent prospecting enhanced. How are you a prospecting agent that is marketing enhanced? Joe, did you have your finger up?
I'll let
Anybody else want to venture a guess? Prospecting versus marketing.
Well, prospecting, I mean, it's like prospecting for gold, right? Like you never know if you're going to find it. You just put it out there.
So if you're prospecting, what are you actually doing? Zach?
You're actually looking yourself.
Right.
And
Exactly
marketing
right.
is more just like putting yourself out.
Yep. So when you're digging for gold, you've got the pitchfork. I mean, you've got the axe, right? You are in there prospecting and looking for gold.
Do you use a pitchfork for gold?
I think so. Pitchforks like this, sifted out with a pitchfork. And when you're marketing, you're paying for someone else to find the clients for you. So you're looking for a gold dealer. That is marketing. Prospecting is looking for the gold yourself. So when you are prospecting based and marketing enhanced, what do you think that means to you guys as an agent? Being prospecting based, marketing enhanced.
You're doing a lot more calling.
Or what else besides calling?
Door knocking.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
You're actively interacting with people.
Yep,
Whereas
exactly right.
marketing, you have your name on a bench on the street or a billboard up or
Yep.
your face on a trailer.
Yep. Or you're buying leads from a company who's prospecting for you.
Right? Marketing's very passive.
Right. Very passive. Exactly. Marketing is more expensive and more passive. Prospecting is more active and less expensive. So in a shifted market or at the beginning of your careers, you are a prospecting agent versus a marketing agent. Make sense? So your database is where you begin your prospecting. Now you market, that's true, but prospecting is the key to the database. You must keep a steady flow of business, so you must do both. But you don't be a marketing agent and prospecting enhanced. You're prospecting and marketing enhanced, okay? How will you know when a buyer or seller makes the decision to buy or sell? How will you know when they make that decision?
The only way to know is to keep in contact.
Only way you know is the answer is you don't know unless you keep in contact. Exactly right. They're not going to call you up. This is it's interesting. It's a lesson learned. We talk about my dumb brother all the time, right? I told you guys about my dumb brother on Monday. Did I tell you that he listed his house with ERA, right? Yeah. The idea is he listed his house with ERA because I did not prospect him. I didn't prospect him. It is a limiting belief thinking just because you have a license and people know you, or you call them one time, or you send them one email, somehow your phone's going to start to ring. Prospecting must be over and over and over again. So, let's go here. When you have names in your database, you have people to generate business from. Now, we talked about the fact that it doesn't mean they're going to buy or sell, but being top of mind means they're going to tell somebody who needs a banana about Brolam's banana sale, right? So that is the marketing enhanced. You don't have to call them all the time, but once you've called them regularly, you also have to enhance it with marketing to be top of mind, okay? So when we maximize our database, I'm going to give you a little, I'm going to share this. I'm going to give you a little preview right now of KW Command. This one right here. So let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let's take a look at this. Wait. Yes. No. Hold, guys. I gotta make sure the people in the nets can see this. There we go. Okay, you guys may not have seen that super fast, as it went through super fast, but what we had in there is you'll notice They had classifications on those people in there. Did anyone catch a classification when they were showing stuff? Haven't met, what else? There was a pre-qualify. Was there a follow-up in there? There was a follow-up, a calendar follow-up in there. So when we talk about the database, we've got to, when we put people into the database, we've got to make sure that we're classifying and categorizing as we go. We must classify and categorize because we're putting data in that must be usable. It must be able to be drawn back out. So there's 3 steps to follow to maximize that database. Number 1, have a contact, classify it, and then campaign to them based on the data. Make sure it is relevant to them. Have the contact, classify who they are, and campaign based on what they want. Is it a good way to say it?
Marketing or Facebook, their masters that. Classifying you. When you go to Facebook, they ask you for your gender, your age, your location, your ethnicity, religious affiliation, all this information. Why do they want all that? So they can target you with ads that apply to people in your classification.
They want to know you like bananas, so they put banana coupons in front of you. That's what they want to do. Artificial intelligence, that is what Kelly will do for your database. They'll be watching that because it's Gmail and Facebook integrated, and Kelly will watch. I would say it as if it's a person, right? But the idea is it's somebody watching and gathering that data from, if you put the database in there and you make the social connections, they'll be watching their Facebook. And they'll be giving you insights on those same ideas.
Right? If your friend likes, this real estate page or this, or clicks on this post, Kelly's picking up on information. So-and-so has been actively looking at real estate.
Yep. So when you go into KW Command, which I'm going to show you right now, because I might have some special access to KW Command right now. So when I go into KW Command, this is what it looks like. Oh, sorry, in the nets, guys, in the nets. This is what the new KW Command is going to look like. Now, KW Command replaces eEdge as the CRM, as the database, okay? Now, as you can see here, in the future, there'll be more apps that are going to come into integration, but right now, I'm demoing just the contact management system. So I've uploaded my 3,500 contacts into KW Command. Now Kelly has access to read them all. And she's learning about my database through artificial intelligence. Now, what do you see on here that we should know about, that we want to enter in? What do you notice right here at a glance?
What was the question?
What are you noticing about the information that I have on this screen? The basics, the name, right? Their title or their company, that's great. I have a phone number. I should have a phone number. I have a primary email address. I have the last time I contacted them. I have what group they're in, their classification, and what is their primary address. So I don't have enough information about A. Basil, whatever his name is. So let's go into A. Basil. We're gonna call him Basil. Let's go into A. Basil and see what we've got here. And what they're going to start gathering. So now from here, I need to get in. I don't have their social accounts. I don't have any details about him. And so I'm not going to be able to have Kelly give me insights about A. Also, I don't have any activity. My timeline is going to show what I've done new. I don't have any notes. I haven't called him. I haven't gotten any smart plans, which are the campaigns. So in KW Command, they'll be called smart plans. And you'll put together, I want to have an email sent out once a month. I want a text reminder to text them once a quarter. I want to send them there'll be smart plans that you can build that you'll toss them on. Right now, eEdge does this, that you'll put them on. So guess what? Kelly can tell you what to do with A. Basil.
So does KW Command do that? Is it like a drip campaign?
Yes. So there'll be a drip, but then there'll also be a, hey, you're supposed to call A. Basil today. It's his birthday next week. Or you would put a reminder in to call and just check in because we need to do, what do we say? Once a quarter, they need to get a call. They need to say, hey, is there anything I can help you with? By the way, do you know anybody that might be looking to buy or sell? You've got to make that contact, but you got to market in between that prospect. Prospecting and marketing. So that's what the smart plans will look like. And you'll put them onto a smart plan, and you'll see how that's going. So you'll know, hey, hey, that's pretty funny, you guys. Come on. Is this on? Because that was really funny. So if we go in there and I say, hey, A, I saw, did you get my market stats a couple weeks ago? Do you have any questions about those? Because you're going to see that the market stats went out last week. And when you go into here, you're going to make that call. Any questions? Would you like a CMA? It looks like it's a hot market, right? And then you're going to go in and put notes that you talked to A, add a note, blah, 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 right? Asked if he wants to sell. And you're going to save that note so that now you can go back and see in this timeline, we're going to watch what I do with A Basil. And I'll know everything that's going on. Why is that powerful, you guys? Why does that matter to us?
Helps you remember stuff that you won't remember a year from now.
So I think that is the most poignant thing we can remember about all of this. You guys are never going to remember everything about everybody, but they are only remembering you. So they're not going to understand why you can't remember that it was their kid's birthday last week when obviously, you know, we're in a relationship and they don't get that you're doing this with 500 people. So you need to have that in there and remember those things. Okay. So now let's go into the last contact. I've never contacted him. Let's go ahead and edit him. A Basil for full legal name. Why do you think you need two different names? What's the full legal name versus name?
Oh, sorry. Well, my name is Rebecca, but I don't go by Rebecca. So my friend's Rebecca.
So I need to put Becca Anderson in name and Rebecca A. Anderson. I made that up. In the full legal name. Why do we need the full legal name? What do we do? What do we hope to do for them at some point? Write a single contract for them, right? And if I put Becca on her contract and she needs to legally sign Rebecca, I need to know that, right? So when we go in here about Becca. Becca, how many kids do you have?
4.
So Becca has 4 kids. I may want to put the kids' names. Becca's passionate about dogs. I may want to put that in there so that when I glance back in here, I've got to see this. Here's the birthday. Here's where we categorize. I'm going to create groups and say Becca is a realtor. Now, why would I put Becca as a realtor in my database if I'm a realtor? Am I going to prospect Becca?
No.
Are you sure?
Well, for referrals, I guess.
Are you going to send me a referral in Idaho Falls, Becca? Heck yes, she would because she's nice. Well, most agents, Brian won't. Brian won't send me a referral for the life of me. Who might he send me? Who might Brian have to give away? What about that client that Brian just can't make a connection for and it's about to fire Brian? That seller who we can't seem like my brother. Let's talk about my brother. So my brother, who I can't get to price correctly because he thinks I'm his glue-sniffing sister from the 8th grade, and he doesn't believe what I'm saying. Do you think that might be a referral to Brian? And is getting 25% better than losing that client? So should you be marketing to other agents? Absolutely. Absolutely. And what if you have a client that you can't get taken care of? Would you rather refer it? And would that agent appreciate it? Absolutely. Absolutely. So realtors are just the same. It's just a different marketing. So the group is realtors. And I do my marketing differently, my prospecting differently to them. What about an agent outside of the area? Why would you call them? Starts with R and ends with referrals. Right? That idea, Salt Lake agents, I should prospect them. At least send them something maybe once a quarter, right? If they're going to have somebody who's moving to Idaho, who do I want them to call? Not the Ghostbusters.
I get emails from agents in California telling me they pay 25%
Yep.
referrals or 30, whatever it is they
Yep.
pay. They're hoping that when my mom wants to sell her house down there.
Yep. So I need that group in there. I need all of those kinds of ideas. Email addresses, you can have as many as you need to. Do you need to track every email address that Becca has? And I'll tell you, I've helped Becca. I know she has a lot of them. I'm just kidding. My sister has 15 email addresses. I can't even figure it out. She tried to start a new one yesterday. It's crazy. But I need to know all those email addresses because if they say, well, you send it to my sister's a dog trainer. So she has her company is called Home Dog Education, DAWG. No? Home dog. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, the home dog education. This is a rough crowd. Okay, so that idea, but I also need to know that her business and her personal are different and all those things. Phone numbers, we need all of them. Social accounts, you guys. Now, if I click add social account, look at all the selections of social accounts that I can have. Why is this now, we've talked about this, so I'm giving you a hint. Why is this so important for Kelly to have access to? She's watching. Yep. If you connect that social account in here, she's watching it now. That person seems to be clicking a lot on new homes. They mentioned that they're selling. You should call them. Kelly will do that. I just got chills. That was awesome. I mean, can you imagine just having somebody say to you, hey, by the way, your best friend mentioned selling, or that they, their last kid just left the nest. They just announced that their final kid graduated from high school. Maybe they want to sell. And that comes to you without you having to do anything. That's artificial intelligence. Because isn't that what happens on Amazon?
Yeah.
Isn't that what happens on Facebook? Aren't they suggesting friends that you might know all the time? How do they know you know them? Why would they even have any idea? Because they're watching all the connections. The computer can watch a lot more than a human can. Pretty awesome. That is Kelly, you guys. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, so we've got all this. Now relationship, I can add in here all their kids, their father, their mother, their spouse. Why would we need to know that right here? Why would I need to know their sister's name in the database?
Just an easier way to reference. Like, hey, I talked to your sister or whoever.
Yep.
She sent me your way.
Now what would Kelly do with that information? Watch her too. So if she knows that my sister's name is Nicole Crosley, and they're watching, and she's watching my Facebook, and Nicole Crosley posts, that's her sister. Hey, by the way, your sister's talking about selling. That's connection. Or maybe they say, hey, by the way, that your sister is friends with these 3 people. Well, I mean, what? Awesome. So you want to have all that data in because you want to collect the data to utilize for insight. Insight so that you can better serve those clients. Not to be creepy, Zach, not to be creepy. No, but that idea is that you need insights. How can I help them? How can I provide services they want? How can I know they need bananas so I send them a coupon when I know about a coupon for bananas?
Is that too fast?
Yes.
So, does anybody use Apple Pay or Samsung Pay or anything on their phones? No? One, but you guys know what it is, right? Do you think Apple or Samsung really cares about helping you with buying your groceries at the store? They don't. That's not what it's about.
Yes, they do. They care.
They don't. They just want the data. They want to know what stores you're shopping at, what grocery items you're purchasing. They want to know what gas stations you're going to. They want to know all that data so they can get a better picture of you and your life and how you function day to day.
Why do they care, Joe?
So they can target you. So they can market better to you.
Creepers. And if they market better to you and they capture you using their system more, how is that valuable to them? How's that valuable to Apple? How's that going to make you buy an iPhone next? What don't we know that Gary Keller has told us that we've never even thought about before? What do you think they do with all that data? Who do you think it is valuable to? They sell it. They'll say, guess what? I know 100,000 people in the Idaho Falls area, and I know everything about their shopping habits. Would you like to buy some advertising with us, and we'll target them to help them come in and buy your bananas, Albertsons? Because it seems like Brolin's kicking your trash. And we know that because everybody's using our credit cards and our Apple Pay and our... Why do you think stores have credit cards that are serviced by Visa? So they track everything. And do you think if they went to Visa and said, we'll pay to have a card from Visa, do you think they get all that data? Don't you think that's what they're paying for? How many of you guys have used a free app? What do they ask you to have permission to access? What else? Your pictures, your phone, your location. They are all they're doing. If you are not paying for it, guess what they're buying? You. That's okay. I don't need you to pay for it. Just give me all your data. And how many of you guys say no? You say nope. I won't download that app. Anybody else? Or they say, oh, that's okay, then don't have the app. How many of us say, oh, well, I really want that app, except all the time, right? How many of you guys say, I will not agree to those 50,000 word terms and conditions? No, thank you. No, what do? We don't even read them. We just scroll and hit accept. Do I have to scroll? I mean, that's literally how I am. Do I have to scroll through all this? I'm not going to read it. Can I just hit accept at the top? Right? So in that, you guys, that is the key. That is what we don't, as real estate agents, because we are relationship based, we are not realizing is happening with data, which is also why a database for us should be that important. It's also why Gary Keller is so passionate about making sure you guys have tools that if you'll gather the data, he'll build something to help you to give it back. And what he's passionate about is making sure nobody else gets that it keeps you, because what he's trying to do is make sure you stay in business. Because how does he make money? Is he a free app? He wants to give this all to you for free. What is it going to, how does he make money as a result? You sell homes. If this helps you sell more homes, does he make money? Absolutely. So if this gets you, if this gets your database using you instead of Zillow, does he make more money? Absolutely, except for we're a capping model, so he only makes 15,000. But still, but more agents say, wait a minute. You protect our data and you give us all that for free. I'll come to Keller Williams. Now he gets another 15,000 and another 15,000, right? And what is happening is if we stop using Zillow and Top Producer and Sync and all these things, what happens to those guys? If realtors won't pay for it anymore, because they realize, I'm not giving you my data. Who knows that Zillow just bought a mortgage company yesterday? Who knows that Amazon already has one? Right? Do you think they're being really nice and they want to keep us in business and they'll be so excited?
Google owns half of
All the appraisals in the United States. Google owns them. Why? How much data is on that appraisal? How much data is on your mortgage application? How much data is in you, holy moly, right? So this is our passion, you guys. When you hear us in all these emails and trying to get you to download Kelly, this is stuff we don't want to think about, but imagine if we don't. Imagine if Gary Keller wasn't thinking about this. Do you think we're really going to be in business in a couple years? Or will Zillow be running the world in partnership with Amazon? Right? Zillow will become the Amazon of real estate. So we're out to stop it. I'm so excited about that. Okay, so there's KW Command. I click done editing. We go through. I still have no contacted ever because I need to create a new contact. And I need to say I made a phone call or I had a meeting on this day. Here are my notes. Log the interaction. It's going to put it on my timeline. This will refresh in just a second. Last contacted. It'll say today. It'll update today. Okay? So now when I go back out into, and I'm sorry, on the nets. We're still on the nets. When I go back out, AJ is going to be having an interaction that I've seen it, and I can now start to filter. Maybe I need to pull people up. Last contacted today. I can go and filter, and I'm going to look for people I haven't contacted in a while. I'm going to look for my groups. I'm going to do those kind of things because when I lead generate, I should be purposeful, not just random. Your CRM, your database should be giving you that. So now, when we talk about these sources, yes, Lord? Nope, nothing? Okay. Somebody's there. That was exciting for somebody. Super exciting. So in that, I'm going to come back to this. Here we go. Okay. So on this, when we're putting into our database, we need to be putting those contacts we're making into our database. Right now, you guys are going to put them in eEdge. So there's an eEdge class online it's just putting a database because eEdge is going to be awesome. There's a little video we're going to see here in a second. Talks about a mega camp in 2 weeks. They're announcing that there'll be a migration of data from eEdge right over into KW Command. So you can feel comfortable by putting it into eEdge now that it will come right over. Don't put off creating the database. Use the stuff you've got, and it's all free right now. Start building it in there. In KW Connect, so on your My KW homepage, under the Education tab, it will take you into KW Connect. Search for eEdge 101. eEdge 101. That is my database class, which is going into eEdge and how do I enter them and what does it look like and how does this work? eEdge 201 is all about the campaigns. E101 is about the database. Okay. So we talked about classifying your database. A Millionaire Real Estate Agent, written by our co-founder, Gary Keller, says there are the main classifications. One is METs. How does somebody become a classification of a MET for you? It's not a trick question. Yes, you met them. Excellent. You've met them. So I've met them, which means I have their phone number or their email or their physical address. I got their information
So if I
somehow.
spoke to them but didn't get any information from them, are they considered?
Well, can you do anything about that? I don't know if I'd leave them in a MET. I don't know if I'd classify them as a MET, because I don't have anything about them. I'd have to walk up to their house, which I don't know where it is. So that would be classified as a haven't met. So if I haven't met them, how are they in my database as I haven't met? Where would I get that from? I've never met them, but I have their information.
They lead from Zillow.
Lead from Zillow. Exactly right. Where else? Can you buy a list from the title company for circle prospecting of who are the owners in a neighborhood? Right? I haven't met them, but I can find out who owns every house because that's public record in Idaho. I can download that list. Excellent. And then last one is a referral. Classification of a referral. Why do we need to know that it was a referral versus a haven't met? What's the difference?
You're going to do something different with them.
What are we going to do different? I like it.
Well, a referral, if you got the referral, then you're going to work that as a sell, like a buy, I guess. If it's a referral that you're referring to someone else, I mean, you need to know that you're going to market them totally different.
Yep. So there's a halfway point between haven't met and met, and that's referral. Because guess what? You met somebody that knew them. So when you call, is it a cold? Is it the same as door knocking someone you don't know? No. It's like, hey, Zach, Brian gave me your name. He said that you guys know each other. Yeah, I love Brian. Awesome. He said that you might be looking to sell your house, and he referred me to you. I'd love to help you. Can I help you? Right? Brian referred you. Oh, I trust Brian, therefore I could probably trust you. And I need to know that. Now, once I make that connection and they become a MET, right? What's the next step I have to remember to do? Once I put him in my database and we're rocking and rolling. With who? Brian. Do I need to let Brian know that I made contact with Zach, the referral he gave me, and that everything is going well? Thank you. We can't forget that part, because what does that instill in Brian? He'll do it again. Why does he do it again, Becca? Right. Immediate contact, followed up. Brian had some validity. Exactly right. Joe.
Zach buys a house from you. Should you reach back out to Brian and let him know, or give Brian a treat maybe, or his own basket?
Right. Did Brian just give me a commission that I may not have gotten any other way? Does he deserve a thank you and a follow-up? Absolutely. At the end of the year, would I want to track how many referrals Brian gave me and do something special? At the end of the year, your last calls of the year should be thank you calls. Thank you, Brian. You sent me 4 referrals this year. I appreciate that. Can I buy your family? Can I have a turkey delivered to your house? Or I drive it to his house. He made me $20,000. 4 referrals. Doesn't it deserve a turkey to his house? Absolutely. And do you think, again, reinforces? Keep sending them to me. I appreciate it. Thank you sincerely. Absolutely. And you're reinforcing it again. Going back to Brolums, going back to Brolums, going back to Brolums. Okay? Love that. So, haven't mets, have mets, referrals. What are the goals for every contact? The goals are 3 things. You need to ask them for business. Now, you guys, I need to instill this into your mind. So many of us don't want to be salesy or pushy or irritating. So we don't ask for business, especially from our dumb brother, right? I don't think of him as a possible. I don't ask. I need to ask him. And you guys, it isn't asking because you're not trying to sell them something. You need to ask them if they need any help. Ask them. Every person. That's a script. You should say, by the way, is there anything I can help you with in real estate? What's the follow-up to that? And they say, no, I don't need anything. That's great. What's the next line? Do you know anyone that I could help? Ask for referral. I will tell you, Mike Hicks will stand up here and tell you his business was built on referrals. It was not built on marketing. It was not built on cold calls. It was built on referrals, because you will find out he will ask for a referral 5 times from every person he knows while they're in a contract with him. And you'll hear sometimes about the promise. He's been on stage, the national stage with Gary Keller, about the promise. And the promise is, I promise that if we do a great job for you, we're going to promise to do a good job for you. Would you promise that if you hear someone looking to buy or sell, you would let me know? I promise to you, will you promise to me? 5 times for that transaction. That's how he built to be the #1 agent in Idaho Falls. It wasn't from buying leads from Zillow. He may buy him now, but I'll tell you what, he's been the #1 agent way before he bought leads from Zillow. And it comes from referral, asking for referrals. Then last, number 3, get more information to build and nurture the relationship. Find out more about them so you can bring value to them. If they don't like bananas, quit sending them banana coupons, because you just think I'm sending everybody a banana coupon. Have that relationship. If you really truly are a database manager, you know your people. You put information in there so you can be personal with them. It doesn't have to be generic. You don't have to be someone who's just trying to get business from them. Be personal, but it only works if you keep adding info into that database. Okay? So let's talk about some things that we could gather. What kind of information we could gather to put in a database? Let's name off some obvious ones. What's information we need in our database? Email address, their name, phone number, address, married or single, excellent. Number of children. Dogs, kids. There's an agent who, whenever they close, they make sure they know about the dog's name. And not only do they get new keys to the house, they get a new collar with the address for their dog. Is that personal and special? Here's a new tag. I had it made. It's got your address and all your contact information on it for Fido. Awesome. Personal. Great. Dogsy. What else? You missed some big ones for me. No one's been in my eEdge 101 class. What else do you need?
Time frame to buy.
Ooh, I love that. How long have they been in the house? When would they next be possibly purchasing? Excellent. Dig deeper on that. What else do we need? Motivation. Price range. It's my favorite one. If I knocked on your door today, how much would you start packing for? What is your I would move for number? Because you said you don't want to move, but what would you move for? How much today would you start packing for? Why would that be valuable to know from everyone in your database, especially in this market?
Well, once you hit that number, you give a call.
Right. Do you know that the market is up, 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 up? They may think that number was never going to work. And today, all of a sudden, it works, especially even in a price point that is so hot.
Yeah, our sales price last month was $229,000.
Right? And a year ago, it was $180,000. It's nuts. It's nuts. So you need to know what they would sell for, because you need to search for everybody. Right now, we only have 7 houses between under 100,000. Do you know everyone's rental properties? Do you know how much they would sell those rental properties for? Because if they're under 100,000, today is the day to sell. There's 7 houses on the market, right? But you can only do that if it's usable, searchable data. Excellent. What else? There's 2 we've missed. They're my big ones.
If they talk to a lender.
What if they don't even sell? What if it's just their data? Maybe who they like to use for a lender. I like that. What about their birthday? What could you do on their birthday? Call them. Could you drive to their house and hand them a birthday card? Is that personal? It's once a year. Face-to-face once a year? Sure. Or have something personal sent to them. Love it. What else? There's another date.
Anniversary.
Anniversary. Why do we need to know that, Aaron? What does that tell us a lot about? What is it going to tell Kelly?
Of their home.
Value of their home. How long has it been there? Maybe it's increased.
The equity they might have.
Equity. Awesome. How would they find out that equity?
How would we find out that equity?
How would they find it out? Market analysis. How often should you do that? Once a year. Every anniversary should they get a market analysis. Now what's awesome is if you say to Kelly, give me a market snap on 123 Main Street, do you think there's just enough information that they would be interested to know about? And how much time did that take you? Right? Kelly is wicked. So that idea, every year, give them an update. If you have stocks and investments, they give you an annual update on your portfolio. Why wouldn't you give that to them on their most valuable asset, their house? If you know their purchase anniversary, do you know when they're most likely to move? 3 to 5 years. If Kelly watches and sees that their last child has just moved out and you know how long they've been in that house, do you have an idea of how big that house is? And now maybe they don't need it? But only if you know they've lived there 18 years or whatever it is, right? That purchase anniversary is powerful. Powerful, powerful. Okay. If they own or rent, shouldn't you know that about everybody in your database? Because is everybody going to be owners in your database? Nope. Nope. Should you know their budget? How much they rent for? Why would you need to know how much they rent for? Exactly right. Right? If you call them and say, did you know that you can afford a $150,000 house for the exact same amount you rent for? By the way, I have 2 in your neighborhood. Is that a powerful phone call? Would you want to make that phone call? Instead of going, I have to make phone calls today. Right? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. If you have a house that pulls up that is just amazing and you know it's a smoking deal, what if you pulled up everybody who you know is renting in your database at the same price point? Would that be the most amazing lead gen of the day? You guys, there's a deal on the market right now. Same price, same price. And by the way, it's in rural, so we can get you RD. Let's get you started today. The value of data. And I have a feeling, Kelly, at some point we'll do that for you. Who's everybody in my database that's renting for $800 a month? Here's a list. What the freak? It's awesome. Okay. Feed your database every day, you guys. What does it mean to feed your database?
More in it.
More in it. What kind of stuff? Just more people?
More information.
More information. Exactly right. You guys, if you don't have any more people, just keep putting more info. All that stuff. If you don't know it, put it in there. Classify and qualify. Classify and qualify. What does qualify mean? We kind of talked about it with the rent number. How much can they afford? What is their price point? Are they in a position for a down payment? Are they not? You should know that about them. You should know it, because if something comes across and a coupon for bananas comes across, you need to know they need bananas, right? You need to know that stuff. So staying top of mind, deciding to yourself, how do I classify? What type of buyer is this? What group should I have this person in? The group is understanding, how do I market to them? When you do EDGE 201, how do I determine what group they would be in? Well, a group is, how would I market to them? It is targeted marketing. So if you think about groups and putting people together you can market to regularly, a campaign, so a SMART plan that's going to be targeting a group. What kind of group would be similar that you'd want to market specifically to them? What kind of a group would that be? What kind of group would you create and say, I'm going to market to these guys because they're similar and I'm going to do marketing on this? Investors. You see a great investment property. Excellent. There should be a group for investors. What else?
Younger, like growing families.
Yes, young families. Love it. What else? Renters. Should there be a group for renters? Absolutely. What else?
Older people who want smaller square
Downsizers. Right? Downsizers, people, if maybe they want senior communities. Maybe they want, well, great, awesome. What else? What about people that don't have email addresses? Should that be a group? Why would you need a group of do not have email addresses? What if they don't have them? What if they're the older people that don't have email and they don't read it? Or they say, don't send me email, I hate email. You got to do something different. You need a group that they have to get more phone calls. They need to have things mailed to them. Maybe they're Facebookers instead of texters. Or maybe instead of you need to know something different because they need something different than an email. So you need a group to know that about them. Can you think of anything else? What about vendors? Do you need to have all your vendors in your database? Absolutely. What would you do to get business out of vendors? How do they get business? So what does that mean you need to do to get business out of them? Give them referrals. Zach's dad fixes my car, right? I go to MPs. I send people to MPs. If I've sent people to MPs and they know about it because I called and said, Mr. MP, I'm sending Mike down to you. Would you make sure to take care of him? If I call him back and say, hey, guys, can I come in and talk to your people about real estate? If I've sent him people, do you think he's going to be like, no, what are you doing for me? Or have I already done? Right? But if we wait until they're doing for us before we do for them, does that really work the same? The law of reciprocity is when someone does something or gives something to you, you naturally want to do something for them. It's human nature. So you want to invoke reciprocity by sending leads to your vendors. Do you guys know if we have any technology that can help you with?
Kelly.
Oh, I love you. I bet someday. Homekeeper. Inside your personal mobile app is in the little menu in the upper left corner, there's 3 lines. You drop it down. The Homekeeper app and by the way, go to KW Connect and search for Homekeeper app, and my class is on there. You can go in there. It is a vendor list of your vendors that you would refer. It's a great place to go in. And not only that, your customers can take snapshots of all their appliances, and it brings the manuals into that app for them. If they buy something new, they can take a snapshot of the receipt and get the menu, I just said it. The owner's manual, and it tacks their receipt onto it, and it has all those things, and it's somewhere safe for them to have. And by the way, it sends them notifications of, hey, by the way, in the fall, make sure to clean out your getters. Here are 2 guys that I really like that do a great job. And that comes to them from you inside of Homekeeper. Take my Homekeeper app class. That's on KW Connect. Homekeeper, it's in there. Okay, so is that helping you stay top of mind? Are you giving them banana coupons? By the way, don't forget to wash your windows in the spring. They get a lot of grime from the winter. By the way, here's my favorite window washing company. And you get 10% off if you mention me. Is that an email you would open, Brian? Maybe. If I knew you and I knew Brian loved clean windows, or if I knew Brian was trying to protect his asset, or if Brian said, actually, I've been thinking about selling. I'm glad you mentioned about cleaning my windows. Right? May not need bananas, but he saw my banana coupon, and all of a sudden I'm calling. So campaigning. So having a campaign, you guys, what does campaign mean? What is that word without being related to real estate? What does campaign mean? When you hear the word campaign. What is that? Campaign, everything that's involved? What is a campaign?
It's where a person's selling themselves.
Ooh, like a prostitute. I'm just kidding, not like that. Oh, sure, you laugh at that, you guys. Yes. So they're selling themselves. What are they doing to sell themselves? Marketing themselves. When we think of campaign, what's the first thing we usually think of? A flyer. Do you think of elections? Running for office. So what are people running for office? When they campaign, what do? They're selling themselves.
They're telling you what they're going to do in certain situations.
Why are they doing that, Zach?
Well, they're saying why they're better than the other people.
Right. And what are they trying to do that? Why is the reason? So you vote for them. So you use them for the service they're providing, which is, the House of Representatives. So campaigning as an agent is the same thing. It is saying, I want to be top of mind. I want to do things. So you remember, and when you go to make a choice, I'm the one you think of. Why do people that have a lot of money usually win campaigns? More. They can be in front of more. Okay? So let's talk about what the Millionaire Real Estate Agent says are your campaigns. There's 2 of them. The first one is called an 8x8. 8x8. 8 touches in 8 weeks. 8x8. Oh, Brittany, I see you're there. Good job promoting. Thanks, Brittany. So 8x8. 8 touches in 8 weeks. Now you use this campaign. Now this will be a smart plan. When somebody in your database raises their hand or a referral comes in and they say, hey, I think I might want to sell my home or buy a home. And you say, fantastic. And they're like, but I don't know if we're quite ready or we're going to get going. So it's kind of a cool lead, but they raised their hand and said, maybe, right? So you start them on a campaign 8x8, 8 touches in 8 weeks, specific to what they're asking about. So it's not touches on selling if they said, I might want to buy. What are the kind of things in an 8x8 campaign that a buyer would want to see? What would you want to send them that takes them from a cool lead to a hot lead going under buyer's rep? What's available? So putting them on a drip campaign that they said, hey, this is my price point. What else would we send them? So there's one touch. What else? What else would a buyer want? How do I pre-qualify? Who would I might use? How do I decide what program to use? Excellent. What's another touch?
I mean, maybe if they own their house and the market in their area all of a sudden is really good,
Mm-hmm.
price range their house would sell for.
Excellent. Maybe this is what your home could sell for. Getting ready to move. What about packing tips? What about how to decide which, what are the schools in the area? What about all of those things? You would come up with 8 things that you decide are a contribution of value to a buyer, and you just start them on that campaign when they say, I think I might want to buy. So if they got one thing from you every week, do you think they're going to think of somebody else? No, they're going to think of you because you gave them the banana coupon because they said they like bananas. So every week they got a banana coupon until they come and buy your bananas, right? So that is an 8x8. For a seller, what would they want to get? I might want to sell. So what would you put in an 8x8 for a seller? A CMA, number 1. Let's talk about the value of your home. What else?
What would be available for what area they want to go to or what city? Or
a drip campaign on something. Could you say, hey, let me help you find the realtor in the next city you're moving to? Great. I could help with that. I can offer that service. Great. What else would a seller need to know? Think about selling your house. When they sell, what do they need? How about where to buy boxes? Where's the top 10 places to find free boxes in Idaho Falls? What about what is title insurance? And do I need it? Who pays for what in the closing transaction? How do taxes proration work? Who's a great mover? Who can move my piano? Who can get my house show ready? What about staging tips? What about the top 5 things that will add value when you're selling the home? Right? If you're sending those things to them in the next 8 weeks, the idea is you go under contract with a listing agreement in 8 weeks because you're giving them what they're asking for and you're staying top of mind. 8x8. So as soon as you make a connection and they raise their hand, they should go immediately on an 8x8 from you. Now, of course, and one of those should be a call from you. You can't just never call them again. Maybe week 2, call them, reach out to them, or a text or something, right? Then, if they don't have a need right now, the other campaign that Millionaire Real Estate Agent says is a 33 touch. They need to see you and be touched by you 33 times a year to be top of mind. A true 33 touch should get you a 12-2 return on a database. Just because you have them in the database does not mean you get a 12-2 return. You have to work the database, and that is the 33 touch. So now, when you hear of 33 touch, what's the first thing you think about? I'm going to be in front of my clients. I'm going to touch them 33 times. Do you have any trepidation about that? Anyone think that's too much? How many times is that a month? Almost 2 to 3. Are you calling everybody you know 2 to 3 times a month? A little more. What if you send them 3 emails a month? Do you guys like getting 3 emails a month from Brolums? You're used to it, but do you read them then? Or do you just move on?
Depends on what's in the advertisement.
There you go. I love that. So what if you just got 1 a month and it was really pertinent information? Would you open it? If the coupons that were in there were stuff that you really liked, would you open the Brolums email every month? Yeah. If you showed there's value in those emails. So I would say 1 email a month is good. How often should you call them? Because 3 times a month is too much. How often? Once a quarter. Everyone in your database should get a call 4 times a year. What will you say? What will you guys say? 4 times a year. Because the first thing you do is your drunk monkey says, oh, don't call. You're bothering them. They don't want to hear from you. They just heard from you 3 months ago. You got nothing new. So what would you call them about?
Check it out. See how they do.
Great. How they're doing? Well, I'm okay, Aaron. Great. And you're like, okay. Well, this was awkward. So see you later. Or do you want to call? Well, do you need to sell your house? No, I told you that 3 months ago. What do you say? Because the first call might be okay, right? Offer your services, check on you, but 3 months later, what are you going to say? Mike.
I just went whitewater rafting. You guys should have come with me. It was so much fun. What are you guys doing this summer?
Love it. What's your summer vacation? Blah, blah, blah. Have you got, hey, by the way, if you're going on summer vacation, can I send you a couple tips on how to keep your house safe while you're out? Love that. Awesome. Getting to know them. Are you gathering data to go into your database? What if you called them and the first call of the year was, I just want to make sure everyone knows the value of your home. We had a great year last year. Values went up. Let me get you a CMA. Second call. Hey, by the way, I've got a great digital business card that has a HomeKeeper app inside of it that gives you a list of all my vendors. So that way, if you ever need anything, I want to be your realtor for life, not just when you buy or sell. Get in there and have a third call of the year. Hey, by the way, did you know that Ammon's having Ammon Days and blah, 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 something in the community? Or, whatever it is that you're going to come up with something, tell them about something. It doesn't have to be about you. In fact, the less it's about you, the better the call is. Say, hey, I don't know if you know, hey, I'm calling everybody to make sure you know where the best parking for the Mount Luca Freedom Festival is. Whatever it is. You come up with it, and that's the script. Then the last is, thank you for a great year. Thank you for sending me referrals, or thank you for being a part of my business. By the way, I'm giving you, blah, blah, blah. Right? 4 calls. If I can know what I'm going to say the whole time. I don't have to think of it when I dial. And now if I'm watching their database, I'll probably have some things to supplement into there. But if I don't, I know what I'm going to say. And I can put that in a system, not a random, what did I write down? I'm just calling because I'm asking for business again. But how do we end every call? I said, we got a great vacation. So excited for you. How do I end it? What do we always do? What are the 3 things we always do? Yep. Ask them if they need any help. I'm in real estate. What else? What's the next one we have to ask for? Do they know anybody that I could help? Great. Awesome. And then the third thing is getting their information. So you've hopefully asked that about them. Is there anything, that's happened in your family significant? I want to make sure I know that. Did you get a new dog or have any kids? Whatever it is. Right?
You've given them best parking spaces for the
Yep.
fireworks show.
Yep.
But still got to be purposeful in getting something.
Yep. And if you've given to them first, law of reciprocity comes in, they're more likely to hand you a referral at the end. But you better call with something. Call with something that's for them.
So are we at 16 touches now?
Well, let's say 1 call a quarter. I'm glad you mentioned that, Joe.
He's always thinking.
I told you he was a plant, you guys. So we did 4 calls. How many emails?
12, right?
1 a month. So we got 12 emails. So if I can't email them more than once, but I need 3 touches in a month, what else could I do for my database? Besides email them or call them? Facebook messages. How many Facebook messages do we really send? How about once a quarter? Actually, let's cut it down. Let's do twice a year. And do you think it's just a, I like your picture, thumbs up? No, what do you need to do? Because it's supposed to be a touch from you.
Hey, I see your kids off to college.
Congratulations. Yep.
Do they need any boxes?
Oh, love that. Excellent. By the way, here's a coupon from my favorite guy who will make them, drawers to go under their beds. I don't know, something like that, right? Send them a private, specific message. Private, specific message. How about we mail them something once a month? Let's invest a little bit. What kind of stuff can we mail them that they would want to see? Oh my word, would they love to see all the homes that went on the market and sold in their neighborhood? What about just in Idaho Falls? That's still pretty interesting. If you did one newsletter that just shows the Idaho Falls or the area stats, that is interesting. What if your newsletter had also upcoming events in the area and maybe a coupon from a vendor at the bottom? Would you guys open that every month? Absolutely, right?
Will your vendor pay for it possibly?
Would your vendor possibly pay that postage if you put the flyer together? What? What if they only did whoever the coupon was for that month? So it's not like a lot of money, a couple $100, and you have a database of 500 and a coupon for them is going out. Win-win? Absolutely. And you'll get it all done? Win-win. Awesome. Okay, how many touches are we at? How many do we need? 33. What else can we do? Send them a text. How many texts should they get? Once or twice a year?
Birthday text.
Birthday text. Love it. Birthday text. Absolutely. Sure. Great. What else could you text them about? What about their purchase anniversary? Should you send them a text or what should you do? What could you do? What did we decide we're going to do on their anniversary? What did we talk about? What do they need to know every year? Market analysis. Could you text them or call them or mail it to them or something? Something on their purchase anniversary for a CMA. What if you just did a Kelly Snap and just text them the screenshot? Would that kind of intrigue them? What is this? What are you doing? Oh, well, it's just a little quick. It's part of my technology that I do. Just want to let you know, would you like to talk more about the value of your home? Right? They're like, oh my word, my neighbor might want to sell. You should send that to them. There we go. How many were at? 32. This is the last one. A thank you appreciation event. Once a year. At least once a year. The new 33 Touch says 4 times a year. Do some kind of event. Get face to face. Yeah. Brett Magleby started pies at Thanksgiving. Hey, if you'll reply, they mailed something out. If you'll reply and tell me what kind of pie you want, I'll have a pie for you a week before Thanksgiving or 2 days before. And what does he do? Thank you for being in my, being one of my clients. If you had an event, what else could you tie in all of these things that could go with this? Could they get a phone call? Could they get an email? Could they get a Facebook message? Could you mail them an invitation? All around this. So you got one of those taken care of through this. That's why the new MRA, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, says do 4 a year. And you don't have to put them on yourself. Do one thank you, but get involved in something locally. What about being involved in the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure? Hey, if you'll come, I'll give you a free bottle of water for you to come walk the race. By the way, I'm going to collect donations and make a donation from the group of my clients, and I'll let you know afterwards how much we donate. Something like that. I'll give a free CMA to anybody who donates $10 at the race for the cure. Come and cheer for all the runners with us, and you'll get a free water bottle. I don't know, something like that, right? You can come up with events to get involved that can be not about you, about somebody else, but it's face-to-face contact. Was it pretty easy to get the 33 touches? Would you feel like you're bothering them? Or do you think there's value in there for them? Would they buy your bananas?
Are there agents who actually do these 33 touches?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will tell you, Dave Nelson has changed his business by getting more purposeful about database management. And his stats are sweet. Lots of agents look at it. The Murdoch Manwaring Group, they're the only team in our office that is up on transactions right now as the market has been going down. And they'll tell you they're just systematically doing the things they need to do, and the returns are starting to come in. They said, we're not doing anything special. We're doing the model. Okay. 8x8, 33 touch. It's simple. There's just 2. Right now, eEdge does those. And the eEdge 201, the class that you have in KW Connect, will show you how to set them up in eEdge. But KW Command, those will be smart plans that will be embedded into those. So you'll just be able to throw them on. Okay. You guys, let's see what we got. Turning top of mind, becoming a database master. Mastering the database. As soon as you meet someone new, the actions that you're looking for, getting their contact information, adding them to your database, following up with a nice to meet you handwritten note or Facebook message or something. We're talking about the daily 10-4 at this point. Putting them in an 8x8 if they have a need, or into a 33 touch. Everyone you meet should get that. Everyone you meet. Okay? As soon as you get a referral, did I have this on there? What do you think the first thing you should do is? As soon as someone gives you a referral, I want you to remember, I send a thank you note or a touch to the person that sent it to me. Don't forget that. Thank you so much, because when it closes, you also need to send them a thank you. Get their contact information, get those guys into the database. Make a call and qualify them first before just throwing them on a campaign. Joe.
So I referred my mom bought an apartment complex, and the agent who represented my mom bought me a basket.
It is awesome. Yeah, thank you, basket. Jill Geese, who I refer my Boise business to, sends me a homemade brownie and a cute little a little box. It looks like she did it herself. And it comes in the mail when I send her a referral to Boise. It's awesome. Easy. And I found out it's a service. She just goes online. Her admin has a service that makes it look like that. She just types in the name and the address into it, and the service sends it to them for $1.50. And she said, just have a card on file. When I get one, I just type it in, it goes. A system, right? It's a system. So keep that system in mind. But if you get a referral, that is top priority. Do not drop a referral, you guys. If you want to build a great business, you must build it on referrals. And if you drop a referral, do you think you'll ever get another one from that person? No. Nope. Everything drops for a referral. Now, if you get a prospect from your database, set an appointment, call them back. But if it's a referral, get that baby done every single time. Okay. Our goal is to out-touch other agents in a totally appropriate way. Our goal is to out-touch agents. Lead generation is how you make a commission. Lead follow-up is how you get rich. Lead generation, lead follow-up is your 33 touch. I am following up, following up, following up, following up. Why do you think agents don't do that very well? Why is it? Why is it that agents don't do it well? What kind of management? Systems. How many of you guys got into real estate because you love systems and processes? Oh my word, I love paperwork. I love setting stuff up. I love looking at the details. Or how many of you got in because you like people? And I like to be with people, and I like to help people. And I don't like to sit in front of the computer and set up a system and follow a system. How many of you got into real estate so that no one be your boss? So you can do whatever you want. Guess what? Now your system has to tell you what to do. Because guess what? Whatever you're doing is not getting you enough business. If you get focused, it will get more business. And this is from experienced agents down to brand new agents. Experienced agents' business go up when they start to actually call their database. It does. It works. Because 88% would use them again. And only 12% do. The money is in the data bank. Data bank. It is not your database. It is your data bank. It's where your money is. All the people outside of your database, that's just shooting in the dark. There is a bank sitting right in your phone right now. Oh. So let's put it all together. Action plan. What are you guys going to do today to make a difference in your database? What are you going to do? What's the first step you're going to do? Input information. Begin. Guys, if that's all you do, it's if you can't, like, oh, it's overwhelming to start from all the stuff I had before, just start today. When you get new information, a new person that says they've got to do, put them in the database, start them on the 8x8s. So if all you guys do today is go and watch that EDGE 101 and 201 and get your campaign set up, so that if someone raises their hand and says, I might want to sell, you have a system in place, throw them on the 8x8, and you might just find out they call you in 3 weeks. And you didn't have to even remember because they got your emails. Keller Williams puts all those emails together for you. Even if it's just emails for now, there should be calls and other things involved, but even that will make a difference. So get those set up for you. Get your people on a 33 touch. If you have their email address, get it into EDGE and get them on a 33 touch. Even if that's all you did was just emails. It's better than not doing anything.
So does EDGE have emails already created that you can just
They do.
copy and paste?
If they already have campaigns, all you have to do is go in there and say, I want to put this campaign, make it running, set it up. It's 4 steps and you're done. Then when you get someone new and you put them in the database, you just click, put them in that campaign, and it starts. Same thing with 8x8. It's that easy. It's that easy. And we saw in Command how I was in there and there was a smart plan and there was a button that says start smart plan. It's the same thing. If the smart plan is there, you click start it. Set it. But we got to do a little bit of that setup. So I encourage you guys today, make an action plan. Now, if you're on a team, you guys, if you're on a team, your admin should be doing that, right? I don't know if your admin, Becca, how much your admin is doing on the back office stuff. Yeah. So in that idea. Now, I will tell you, for Becca, it has an admin. Susan, nope. Why do I have
Susan.
It is Susan.
Yep.
I've been trying to make sure I not say the wrong name the whole time. I've been saying Susan in my head. On this, if you guys don't have an admin that will do it, that means this is your lead gen that you should be doing every day. Get the lead gen set up. You'll find out you get business just by starting them on campaigns. You guys go to your team, find out if they've got an 8x8 and 33 set up. So you know that's going to happen for your people. How do I make sure that they're in there and it's happening? If they say, well, we haven't really started that yet, say, let's get this started, right? Because if you bring in a lead, it needs to get followed up on. And being on a team, they should be doing all the administrative work in the back. Okay? Make sense? Okay, so that's the action plan. Get started. I want you guys at least having an 8x8 and a 33 touch set up to begin so that you can start from today and move on, even if it's just that. Okay, you guys, ahas from today. Ahas, what did you learn? What stood out for you today?
It's important to get more information than just like name, phone number.
Excellent. Excellent. There's data in there. Amazon wants it, we should want it too. What else? What are our ahas from today? You guys are gonna make my feelings hurt.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm super excited about KW Command. I think that's gonna be amazing. And Kelly the Stalker.
Yeah. It's gonna be amazing. What else? What do you got, Zach?
That you need to prospect people that you would even assume would just come to you. How much of it is actually on you yourself?
Yep. It is so true. We can't.
Let me tell you, it'll hurt your feelings when your best friend, your brother, your in-laws list with someone else.
Yeah.
You will want to throat punch them.
Yeah. That's what Joe likes to do, is throat punch. But it will hurt your feelings, and it will discourage you.
Ask Kelly where they're at.
That's right. That's right. But it's true. But you guys have to realize it's not their job to find you. It's not. And you know what? It's not their job to use you. They may not be comfortable using a family member. We got to be okay with that. That's okay. And if they say, you tell them, hey, I'd love to help you. And they're like, okay, well, I'd say, you know what? If you don't want to use me, I want you to know I'm okay with that. Let me help you find somebody that is great. Just don't randomly pick somebody you don't know. Tell them you're okay with it. At least get the referral fee and get them into an agent you know does a great job, because they're probably just going to call some guy on the sign who works part-time and doesn't answer his phone, and all of a sudden that's their guy because he's got great scripts and he closed them into a buyer's rep, right? So help them. Just know, don't be tied to the result. Be okay with anything. So before we go, last thing I want to share with you guys is a little video about KW Command, because we all know I might be obsessed with this.
Are we going to talk about who's the next class? Friday?
Oh, are you talking about the next Ignite class? So Friday is the next Ignite class, and it's all about lead generation. So we talked about concepts, right, of doing our daily lead generation. Seth Reinhardt from Sean Anderson's team, who is his head inside sales guy. He is the guy doing the lead gen for the Anderson group and leading that group. He is teaching lead generation on Friday. So finding your business, growing your business, finding your business. This is growing your business. Finding your business is Friday. So Seth Reinhardt will be teaching that on Friday.
Is it always the same time?
Yep, 11 to 1. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 1. And next week, you guys, is all about sellers. And I have experienced agent teaching all of those. And I think Sean Anderson might be in that group. Nope, it's not. Somebody else. But anyway, we have top agents teaching all of those classes. It's all about listing presentation, CMA and pricing, and marketing. That's all next week. The third week, after the wall, the Ignite wall that you'll hit and you won't want to come anymore, then it's all about buyers. It's all about buyers. Okay, and we've got some great team buyers agents that are going to teach. That they do buyers all day long. And how do I show less homes and get more under contract? And the last one is all about closing, getting your contract to close and negotiating. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Is that what your question was, Joseph? So let's take a quick look at a snippet of a video I think you might want to watch. Nope. This one? Yep. So inside of KW Connect, so you went to the education tab on my KW in KW Connect, I want you to search for take KW command of your business. Yeah, take KW command. It used to be keep on the edge of real estate. Take KW command of your business. We're going to show a little clip This is a 30-minute walkthrough everything KW Command is going to do. How Kelly integrates, how Facebook integrates, how everything. And it's all this. I want to show you a little something in here.
We can get a lot deeper insight. And really,
and it talks a lot about how this is going to work.
Referrals.
We've seen this.
Ad accelerator. We'll come back to the main.
It talks about what each of these are going to be.
I want to walk you guys through kind of the impetus.
I don't know what impetus means.
So I'm going to flip back to. It's going to take a minute.
He shows how you import your contacts into KW Command, because they're going to be in Gmail, or they're going to be in Top Producer or somewhere else.
The first is, can I import my contacts from Edge, which is providers. So if you're working with Top Producer or Sync or Boomtown or Command, so that your data flows seamlessly between the two. So
on the nets, somebody's blinking at me. Got it. It's coming. It's coming.
On other CRMs, and I know that folks in the Tech Lab are working really hard to get those pieces. Those data mapping migrations lined out, and there's going to be a little bit of that kind of depends on the agreements of the existing CRM providers. So if you're working with Top Producer or Sync or Boomtown or Real Estate Webmasters, or we're on Salesforce, call your provider and make a push to have them sign the data pledge and work with KW to make that syncing really easy.
Okay, you guys, I know I was chatting and messing around during that time. The data pledge, all of these companies, the Sync and all those companies that they're using right now, they sell all the data you put into their software. The data pledge is that they will stop selling it. That they will get with Keller Williams and send the pledge that any data you put into their system will not be sold. I'll tell you, there's only 2 companies out there that have even attempted to sign it. 2 out of all of the software companies out there. 2. And Keller has contacted all of them. So tell them you're going to leave them unless they sign a data pledge that your data will not be sold to someone else like Google and Zillow and everywhere else.
Easy for you guys. And so as I look back, we've actually got the upload, so we're going to switch back over and walk through kind of how that looks. So we can see the big checkbox, everything's submitted, success. And rather than import any more, which we could do if we've got multiple lists, I'm just going to click finish. And then I'm going to refresh my page here, and we're going to see these new contacts populate. So you can see my super dorky comic book side come out here. And we've got Batman, we've got Black Panther, we've got Dr. Octopus, a couple of guys that have been uploaded in here. And then this is one way that we can feed our database. So you can see we've got a baseline where we just added 14 new contacts to here. It's pretty easy and quick to do that. And you can kind of see the basics of the contact information that works that way. The second way that we can feed our database would be one contact at a time. And for that, I want to move over and I want to do that from the phone, because I know that a lot of folks are using Kelly. The voice activation and being able to just talk to the system as opposed to type is a lot easier in some ways. So I'm going to unplug here and then flip over to Kelly on my phone, and we'll walk through that. So let's say on my way in today, I was stopped at the Starbucks, waiting in line for my latte, and again, I'm working on comic book superheroes right now, and I ran into Captain America, and I realized he's not in my database. So I log into Kelly, and we can do that on the phone. So I'm in Kelly right now, and then I can just say, once I authorize the microphone, add Captain America to my database. And Kelly responds. And there we go. We've got Captain America as a new contact in my database. And then so I can go in and we'll say, oh, well, Captain needs to be capitalized. So I'm going to hit the 3 dots button, and I'm going to go in and edit that contact. And within this, I can just move the cursor over, change whatever I need to, make sure that we capitalize Captain. And then he says, oh, my number is 202-555-7264. And it doesn't want to give me his email address right now, but I can save that contact. And then I can also come back, and I'm going to switch back over, and you guys can watch me do this, plug back into the computer here, and I'm going to refresh my KW command, and we're going to see that there's synchronization between the two systems, and it's instant, which is awesome, right? So as I refresh my page here, wait for that to kind of load, come back up, and then we'll start to create some connections between these contacts. So there we go. We've got Captain America. He's now in my database. And again, I can go in and I can edit this contact as well. And so let's say I'm talking on the phone to Captain America, and this kind of comes back into this second square, which is feed it every day. Captain America tells me, well, hey, I'm going to give you my email address. And my email address is cap@us.gov. And then he also tells me, you know what, so I'm glad we run into each other today because Wonder Woman and I just got married. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, we should add that relationship and send you guys a wedding gift. So I can come in here and I can type in Wonder Woman and she pops up and boom, we create the relationship by saying that Wonder Woman is Captain America's spouse. And so we can start to build relationships between our contacts this way. So you can do, like you saw there, spouses, children, cousins, neighbors, friends. There's even a category for other. So if I wanted to connect my supervillains with their arch nemesis, we could do that. But you can start to see the power of what we're doing. And like I said, it's just at this point a glorified Rolodex, but you can see where we start to build beyond that, which is going to be really cool. So from there, what we really want to do is we fed our database, we started to create some relationships. Now we want to be able to market to them.
Okay, so that's a whole nother section. So you guys, in that, can you see now how Kelly connects in and all that? So now he can go to Kelly and say, call Captain America. And it just dials it. So when you're driving, are you doing those kind of things? It moves into that. So this full database is now accessible to you. I would encourage you to go see all 28 minutes of Take KW Command of your business. Okay, you guys, anything else we have? That is it. Wait, let me make sure I say that. Let me look at my pages. Let me look at my pages. Let's just make sure we remember the benefits of a database. What are the benefits? Give me 2 benefits of having a formal database. Organization. Why do you need it?
You're not going to know who you contacted, when you contacted them, or remember most of the information about them.
Exactly right. So it's usable. You become usable and building that relationship. What else? Why is it important?
We can market the groups.
Love it. Market them. Give them what they need. Be of contribution to them. Don't be takers. Be givers. Love that. Okay. Is it important to stay top of mind? Should it be the most important thing you do in lead generation? I want you to walk away. If that is the one thing today, I want to be top of mind because it's the most important thing for my business. I don't want anyone I know using someone else. And that happens being top of mind. Okay. Awesome. That's it. Okay. You guys are done. It's awesome. Any comments or ahas from the on the nets?
I have a question.
Yes.
So you briefly touched on kind of importing like our contacts from Top Producer into KW Command.
Correct.
How is that as simple as it is like in KW Connect? I mean, like how exactly, where would I find how to do that, I should say?
Okay, awesome. So great question, Brittany. So if we go back into Command, I'll show you how easy in Command. Now I say it's easy, it's simple. I wouldn't say it's easy. It's an Excel spreadsheet. So depending on your level of techie Excel, that's the way it works. In Command, oops, share screen. In Command, you go right here. And they give you a pre-made CVS form that you can put them in. So you guys, if you don't have your database built and you don't know what you're doing, download this and just start putting them in like that. And then that is ready to upload into Command. Okay? So this idea, it's the same concept as if we go to my KW homepage. So in eEdge, the format that you export out of eEdge is not exact, but it gives you all the content that you can cut and paste into the KW Command template. So inside of eEdge, if I click on View Contacts, and now once I'm into Contacts, right here, if I touch on Contacts, there it is. Brittany, can you see this? Brittany, can you see the screen?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute.
Nope, you're perfect. So right here under Contacts, Import, Export Contacts. And this is where you go in. What type of file are you bringing it in? You're just going to do a normal basic contact list. And here is the template. So if you guys wanted a basic template to begin gathering your data, just go in here and get this one. And this is eEdge right now. And so you grab this template. and you download the template. I'm going to show it to you. Open it up. This is all that it is. Please move this window away from the shared application. Stop share. I shared just the one. Hold on. I'll get it done. This way. We're back in. So you can see it's basics. It's just all the stuff cell by cell. Now, the key to this, now Brittany, this is where it's simple but not easy. You've got to export your data out of Top Producer or Gmail. You can go in and Google how to get your Gmail contacts out. And you've got to paste them in to this spreadsheet. And you cannot modify the spreadsheet because it's set up exactly to import correctly and put the fields in the right place. So you've got to start and you've got to pull up your current spreadsheet and go to cell 2 all the way down on column A, all the way down to cell 300, copy that, paste it into cell 2 all the way down to 300. Now, of course, when you're an Excel wizard, it's a fast, easy way to do that. And then you go to last name, and then you go to email address, and you do it that way. You don't change the columns, you don't change the headings, you don't take any of this out. You just paste in to the columns from your spreadsheet. That's it. And then, Brittany, once you save that, you'll save it as the CSV file that it already is. And it says here, this is CSV format. You say, yes, I want to keep using that format. And then once it's gone, you'll bring it in and you'll say, what's the status of these contacts? Now, I like to bring the contacts, and this is from EH 101. I like to bring them in cold because I want to know I just imported them. And all my cold people I've not called yet. I haven't organized anything. So I can just pull up a filter of all the colds and begin my data. And then I move them to warm once I've got it organized and I've touched them and called them and updated. So I would pull them in cold. Are they buyers, sellers? They're all buyers and sellers to me. Add a contact to a group if you have your groups put together, but it puts all of them in that group. So you may want a group, you may not. You may break up your database if you have it organized more. Otherwise, just leave it out. Or you could just throw them all in the 30 touch. It's up to you. But again, there's no groups unless you set those up. Otherwise, you do a no thanks. Choose the file. You go and find it on your desktop. Bring it in and import. And it will tell you down here, importing 300 contacts. How many failed and how many imported. They fail if they don't at least have a phone number or an email address. No, they've got to have a phone number and an email address or a physical address. There's 3 points, data points. I believe it's email address or physical address and phone number. Okay, otherwise they don't pull in because they're like, this isn't enough. But you'll see how many and you can click on it and see that. Okay, so that's how you bring them in. Did that answer your question, Brittany?
That was perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? This is the first time in my life I've ended 6 minutes early. Okay, you guys are awesome. If you have any questions, again, find my EDGE classes on KW Connect, EDGE 101 and EDGE 201. And watch more. I hope everyone will be attending the team meeting tomorrow at 11 for even more on Kelly. Exciting. It's exciting. Thanks, you guys online. You're awesome. Wait, question. There we go.